Hello guys, welcome to my channel. In today's video, we are going to discuss about Terraform, Azure DevOps and Microsoft Azure. We are going to deploy Azure resources in Microsoft Azure using Terraform configuration files and Terraform CI/CD pipelines. Okay, so we'll be implementing three things. We'll be creating resources in Terraform and we have the configuration file already, and we don't have any CI/CD pipelines. We'll be creating the CI/CD pipelines as well. Okay, I will show you how you can set up the backend, how you can create the resources, and how you can set up the CI/CD pipelines for your Terraform configuration file. Okay, this is one hands-on tutorial, you can say, and this is also one real-time project generally most of the organization use whenever they have to deploy their Terraform configuration file using Azure DevOps CI/CD pipelines in Microsoft Azure. The same process they follow for different CI/CD tools such as Jenkins as well, even for deploying in different cloud environments like AWS, GCP. Process is same, the configuration and parameters will be different. Okay, so now let's begin the video. Here is my repository for Terraform, that is also called Terraform-adu. Okay, I have this main.tf file set up, where I have the backend configured. If you need more details in backend like resource group and many other things, you can directly add it here. Since we will be supplying it from the pipeline, I am not adding it here. Okay, I'm just keeping this blank with only two parameters, which with key and use MSI. Okay, and I am creating one resource, that is a Azure resource group in my Microsoft Azure environment. Okay, so this is the code to create the resource group. Here I have defined some things like outputs, and I'm using this Azure RM provider to create my resources in Azure. And finally the variables. We have these two variables, resource group name prefix and resource group name location, which are mandatory variables to create the resource group. So this is just one basic configuration file. You can create whatever configuration files you want to do and create the resources in Azure. If you don't know Terraform, you can go and watch my previous videos where I have the detailed instructions how you can create the resources using Terraform in Azure. Okay, so this is just the basic configuration to show you the demo or show you the hands-on and live project of Terraform and Microsoft Azure. Okay, so now let's go to the pipeline. This is my pipeline. Here I'm in my pipeline. Let's create a new pipeline. Click on new pipeline, select the repository, select for the Terraform Adu, and here you can click the starter pipeline because we'll be creating the starter pipeline from scratch. Let the trigger be as none because we'll be triggering this pipeline manually. You can set the trigger if you want to implement the CI/CD and you want this pipeline to be triggered automatically whenever something is merged in your main branch or some particular branch. Okay, I don't have self-hosted agent pools, so I am using one of the Microsoft hosted. If you have the self-hosted, you can go ahead and use that. And inside the steps, I will remove all of these, and I will now add the steps to deploy my Terraform configuration file. To do this, Click on Show Assistant and search for Terraform. If you search for Terraform, you get two tasks. One is to install the Terraform inside your agent machine, and one is to run the Terraform commands. If you don't have Terraform installed inside your agent machine, in case you are using self-hosted agent pools, you can use this task and specify the Terraform version to download it in the runtime. Okay, this tool will basically download the Terraform and keep it inside agent machine so that your agent machine will be able to run further commands. Okay, since I am using Microsoft hosted, this is not needed at all. Okay, but in case of self-hosted agent pools, this will be needing inside your case if you are using that. Okay, so if you are not getting this task here inside search box, suppose you searched it here and you are not getting this task, you might not have the extension installed for the Terraform. Go in the organization setting and check if the Terraform extension is installed. If you see inside my, I can see you can see this Terraform extension is installed in my organization. If you are not getting all these tasks, go ahead and install this extension first by clicking on this browse marketplace and searching for Terraform. Once installation is done, you will be getting all these two tasks here inside your pipeline. Now let's add the first one. This is to execute the Terraform commands. Okay. So generally, a workflow to deploy a Terraform resource is to first run the Terraform init command, which will initialize the configuration file, initialize the working directory, and that will also even initialize your backend as well. Okay, I have selected the provider as Azure RM because I am using the Azure cloud. If you are using something else like AWS GCP, you can select based on the requirement or your cloud provider. Okay, the next one is command. The first command I should be running is init command. So select the command as init and you will have to provide the configuration directory. Since my all the files are directly inside this Terraform ADO repository at root level, I can just simply keep this configuration directory. Okay, if not, you will have to add the correct path here. Okay, once this is done, if you have some additional command arguments to supply in init command, you can do that. Like in most of the cases, we can supply backend details as well directly in command line arguments. Okay, since we have option in this task to supply it here, we will not be doing it from the arguments. Okay, now you will have to specify the Azure RM backend configuration. So this backend is needed to store your backend files. Okay, this will go ahead and store all the backend details, your state file inside the storage account which you will configure it here. Before that, let's create one service connection and select one service connection. This is my service connection. Service connection is nothing but this pipeline will use to create the resources inside Microsoft Azure. Okay, using this service connection only, your Terraform will be able to create the resources. So make sure you are creating this service connection by going into the project setting and clicking on the service connection. And by going there, you can click on new service connection and create one connection for your Azure RM or Azure Resource Manager. Okay, once you have selected, you will get the options here. You will have the option to select your resource group. So this is my resource group where I have the storage account. If you go to the Microsoft Azure portal and click on resource group, I have one resource group that is called backend storage. If you don't have any storage account before creating this pipeline, make sure you first go ahead in Azure portal, create one storage account for you, create one container inside that, and come back here to make the changes inside the pipeline. I have already set this up. This is my resource group and this is my storage account. If you come here and go to containers, I have one container as well that is called backend. So all the files which will be using, all the state files can be stored in this backend container. I'll show you once we have applied it. I'll show you how the key file or Terraform state file will be generated and stored inside this storage account. Okay, now let's select the storage account. This is my storage account, backend ADO storage, which you can see here in the name, and let me select the container, which is backend, and add the key ADO, something like ADO Terraform demo dot tf state. So the extension for Terraform state file is .tf state. So make sure you are adding .tf state in the extension. Once everything is done, click on add and one task will be added for your init command. Okay, this will initialize your Terraform configuration file, download all the modules if you have configured, and even initialize the backend as well. It will also install the providers. So this init command will do multiple things. Okay, once this is initialized, your configuration is initialized, you can go ahead and create the Terraform plan. Search again the Terraform, just change the command as Terraform plan will show you the expected things or the things which will be changed or updated or created once you have clicked on Terraform apply. Okay, so make sure you run Terraform plan before running Terraform apply to check the resources, like what are the resources will be created and deleted. Okay, let's now select my service connection and click on add. So this has added Terraform plan as well. You can see the first command is init, second is Terraform plan. Okay, once plan is done and you verified everything, you can now come here and create another task for Terraform apply. Simply search the Terraform here. Okay, provider is Azure RM. Change the command as apply. Configuration directory is same, and change the service connection, which is this one. Click on add. Okay, so my Terraform workflow is complete. Basically, most of the people use these three set of tasks to deploy their configuration file. You can also use some of the other things as well, like Terraform validate to validate your configuration file for any compile time errors or something like that, or syntax errors. And then you can run Terraform plan and apply. Okay, now let's save this pipeline and run it and see what happens. This is asking me to use the service connection. Let's permit it and wait for the pipeline to run and create the resource. We'll check the logs as well, how this is going and creating our resources. This is has selected the pool as Azure pipelines and image is Ubuntu latest. You can see at this moment I have only one resource group, that is backend storage. After running this pipeline, we should have another resource group which we have specified here inside these variables. Okay, let's wait for the pipelines to run. Once pipeline is complete, we will go ahead and check the details. Okay, see, the first one was the Terraform init, and you can see the initializing the backend. If you see closely, you can see successfully configured the backend Azure RM. So this has initialized the backend as well with this storage account, and this has installed provider plugins as well. So this will initialize the provider plugins as well. If you have installed some external modules, it will also download the modules. Okay, once init is complete, it will, the second task we had configured is Terraform plan. If you closely look at this plan logs, you can see this is just showing what are the resources will be created. If you have many resources already created using this state file, even it will show you what will be destroyed and what will be updated. Okay, and even what will be created from scratch. So if you see, it is saying like two resources will be created. One is the resource name which I am getting, and another one is just the resource group name. Okay, so the resource group name will be seen after apply is complete. Okay, you can see these two things in Terraform plan. Terraform apply also show you the logs about Terraform plan, but make sure you are running Terraform plan specifically just to get the details what will be created and what will be changed. If you see in the plan, 2 to add, 0 to change, 0 to destroy. Okay, and the status you can see the this random pay.rg underscore name, this is creating, and this is creation complete. Okay, now our pipeline is complete, and if you see the logs, Azure resource group.rg creating, still creating, and finally the creation is complete. Okay, and apply complete, output is this one. Okay, so resource group name is this one. With this resource name, our resource group should have been created. Let's now go to the Azure portal and check. This is my resource group tab. Let me refresh it and see if we have the resource group created. Okay, we can see this rg-evolved-eft resource group has been created, which we have specified here inside the outputs. Okay, let's go ahead and check if this has created just now by going into the activity log. This has nothing because we have no resources deployed inside it. Okay, if you check the activity logs, this is saying update resource group as 4 minutes ago by this event initiated by my service connection. Okay, so our resource group has been created. If you now go to the storage account and containers, and the backend details which we had configured or state file which we had given the name should be here. If you see audio underscore terraform underscore demo, this was the state file name which we had given inside the pipeline. If you go back and edit this pipeline, this is the state file name we had given, and it is now stored inside this state file. Okay, so whenever you run this resource again or this pipeline again, it will your Terraform pipeline will first go ahead and check this backend configuration if your configuration file is matching with this state or not. If it is not matching, it will go ahead and make the changes inside your Azure resources. Okay, let me give you one example for that as well. Suppose I let me change the resource group name. So suppose I have this default is RG. Let's keep this as RG new and see if this is changing the name. I have updated the name. Let me run the Terraform plan and check. This is my pipeline. Let me click on run new and click on run and check if Terraform plan is showing this change or not. If it will show the change, then our resource group will also be updated with that new name. Current name is rg-evolved-eft. This should be changed and renamed with the new name. Initialize has been done. Terraform plan is running. You can see this is now refreshing the state file. Okay, and it is showing you what will be changed, what will be destroyed and then created. You can see these two things will be first destroyed and then it will create again. Okay, because some of the things in Azure cannot be changed, like you cannot change their name. If you want to change their name, it will first go ahead and delete that resource and it will create again with the new name. Okay, because of the Azure. You can see 2 to add, 0 to change and 2 to destroy, because first it will destroy two created resources already. First it will go ahead and delete this resource group, and now it will create using the this rg new prefix. Initially the prefix was rg, I changed it to rg new, and it is forcing the replacement. Now let's check. This has completed and this has replaced as well. Let me refresh this page. You can see resource not found because the resource has been destroyed and a new resource group should have been created. Click on resource group and you can see rg new hyphen this resource group has been created as specified inside my this variable. So this is how Terraform works. The another thing, if all the resources are created and your requirement is to destroy those resources which you have created, you can add another step inside your pipeline and you can run that step conditionally. Suppose every time you can specify some parameter and take it while running your pipeline and uh, write some condition on your terraform destroy command, so that that terraform destroy command should only run when you select the destroy parameter. Okay, so let's select this terraform again. This time let's keep this as destroy, because terraform destroy commands destroy all the resources which you have created using this state file. Okay, select the service connection and add it. So using this Terraform init plan and apply, we are creating that resources, and finally we have run this Terraform destroy. So it will go ahead and remove this rgnew this resource group. Okay, let's now test it. Click on validate and save. Generally this should not be the scenario inside your production pipeline or the pipeline you might be creating. Here inside this Terraform destroy command, you will have to specify the condition. You can either write the condition here, like here. If suppose based on some parameter, you can write the condition here, or you can add the if condition that's just directly for this task. If you don't know how to write the condition, please go ahead and watch my previous videos about Azure DevOps and creating the YAML pipelines. Let's now go ahead and run this pipeline to check if our resource has been deleted or not. Click on run. Let's wait for the pipeline. Since we have no change inside our infra, it will just show you no change when you run the Terraform plan. And let's wait for some few seconds and check for Terraform plan output. You can see, if you see the Terraform plan closely, it matches our configuration file, which is this one in the repository, with the state file which we have inside the storage account in this backend storage and this ADO test storage account. If nothing is changing, it is saying no changes and it will not change anything. Okay, Terraform apply is also done because we had no changes, so it will skip. And finally it is running the Terraform destroy, and if you see the logs, it is saying what will be destroyed. You can see these two resources will be destroyed. So this is one of the best advantages of Terraform, uh, which you get, like what are the resources will be deleted and what are the resources will be updated and created. You can see this has been destroying, still destroying, and finally destruction complete. Destruction complete. Okay, and destroy complete, resources to destroyed. If you go ahead and check this in Azure portal, go to resource group, you can see the resource group which I had created with the Terraform is not available here in my Azure anymore. Okay, so this way we destroyed the resources completely. Similarly, if you have many things created with Terraform, like multiple things, virtual machines, Azure function app, web apps, private endpoints, whatever, you can destroy everything, all of the resources once by running the Terraform destroy command. Okay, so this scenario works whenever your development team or you are creating a development environment just for some product testing. You did your testing and development. Once that is done, you can run the Terraform destroy and destroy all the resources which are created to save the cost. Okay, so this is how, and this is why we use Terraform destroy, to destroy the resources after your testing and development, and also the deployment, you can say, in lower environment is done. Okay, that's it from this video. We have covered everything about Terraform, Azure DevOps, and Microsoft Azure. I have seen you how you can create the basic Terraform configuration file, to destroy, to apply, create using the CI/CD pipelines in Microsoft Azure. Okay, you can create the resources, you can destroy it using the CI/CD pipelines, and do whatever your organization allow you using Terraform commands with this Terraform extension inside your pipelines. Okay, that's it from this video. If you liked it, please like and subscribe my channel. If you have any feedback or suggestions, please let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.